too far. Let's tear down these walls. Our destiny has called. We're walking down our path, and the wind will change at last, like a song about our past. So I'll just close my eyes and dream about our kids and how they're running around. Won't you come and lay down next to
Okay, so here we go, guys. Let's get this party started. Thank you for joining me today. Today, we are going to unlock the secret to lifelong connections. The power of positive relationships is what we're going to be talking all about. Did you actually know that 50% of people are more likely to live longer because they grow stronger social bonds? So that if you grow those stronger social bonds, you can live longer. It's amazing, but a wonderful statistic. So something to work on, right? Positive relationships do more than make us emotionally resilient. They significantly impact our physical health, reducing risk of heart disease, mental health disorders, for example, and increasing our overall lifespan. So that's a wonderful fact. Imagine by investing thought in your relationships, you're not just enhancing your very life, you're potentially prolonging it. And that, for people my age, is very interesting indeed. So again, welcome to today's episode of Uncover the True You live show, where every week we delve into actionable steps to uncover your deepest truths and forge stronger connections with the whole world around you. I'm Helen, your host. Hi, and today we are diving into a topic that touches every part of our lives. We're about to discover how understanding your inner self can transform your relationships and elevate every aspect of your life. We are going to cover 12 actual different ways to improve your relationships and jumpstart to a great life. That sounds good, right? A good one. So I'm excited about this. I hope you are too. And let's get going. First, let's start with what relationships are all about. Our connections are like mirrors, right? Reflecting our true selves. They're all about togetherness, understanding, and mutual respect, teaching us to be happier, more empathetic, and more linked individuals. As inherently social creatures as we are, having strong relationships can shield us against stress, depression, and anxiety. Our connections challenge us, shape us, and sometimes even define parts of our identities. When you think about it, relationships are is the fabric of our lives, and often the source of both our greatest joys and our deepest sorrows. By understanding who you are, it's easier to cultivate relationships that are not only long-lasting, but also deeply fulfilling. Do you realize that self-awareness is the cornerstone of any great connection? Knowing your core values, strengths, and vision for your life is absolutely fundamental. We understand who we are, what we stand for, what we desire, and can actually engage more with others. So let's start with number one, authenticity. Being true to ourselves actually helps us to form real and meaningful relationships. When we show up as we truly are, we attract like-minded people, drawing others who share similar values, beliefs, and passions. When we're honest about who we are, we build connections based on respect and understanding. Being open makes our relationships stronger and more supportive, providing a solid foundation for personal growth and collective exploration. People often find being honest refreshing also in this day and age, right? Being open and genuine can spark deep conversations, leading to strong supportive friendships where both parties feel understood and valued. There's a lot going on in the world, and sometimes we don't know who to turn to, who to trust. When you have that strong relationship, that special someone, you know and feel, and your intuition helps you know that it's the best place to be and they're the person to turn to, and vice versa. When you're open to others. We'll be talking about that in a moment. Okay, so going on to communication. Clear communication. It's the cornerstone of any relationship. It's expressing our thoughts and feelings and listening actively to others when they're sharing. It's not about words only, but emotions and intentions as well. Observing, feeling, that intuitive feeling again, and concentrating more on listening than speaking is crucial in any interaction. It's important not only to hear the words being said, but also understand the emotions behind them. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about having emotional intentions. I love that. It really brings things to you and helps us to feel things and be present. Being a good listener enriches the conversation and strengthens the relationship, showing that you genuinely care. Okay, you really know and feel for that person and what they have to say and how they feel. For example, in business relationships, they're often task-orientated, aren't they? However, when people share more about their lives and aspirations, it can bring more effective collaboration. So opening up, more understanding about each other's strengths and challenges leads to more successful project completions and a far more enjoyable work environment. Who wants to be feeling stressed and upset at work every single day? When you have connections and collaboration with someone else, it changes the whole ball game. So what about handling the opposite, handling disagreements with people? When arguments crop up, addressing them calmly and respectfully is the way to go. Avoiding the blame, acknowledge their feelings and consider their viewpoints without judgment. Judgment is a big one. Sometimes it's easy to judge people. And as the saying is, it's best to switch that feeling. It's not that you judge people, we all do that, but to ensure that we don't do it for too long. It's how long you are judging. Switch it around and change it and understand them and connect with them and ask them questions and help them, okay? We don't know what's going on in their life, what's happening in here, if they're feeling unwell, if they've just had some bad news, something's stressing them out. So focus on understanding other people's perspectives to find common ground and build trust, demonstrating a commitment to resolve the conflict in a way that respects both parties' needs and concerns. It's a two-way intention, right? For example, you might say something like, I noticed that this particular behavior is happening and it bothers me, it upsets me. And that way you're acknowledging your own feeling without casting blame. Then listen to their perspective. They might respond with something like, I didn't realize I was bothering you. I was just trying to find a solution to my problem. By communicating and understanding each other's viewpoint, you can see where they're coming from and they can understand where you're at as well. Ultimately, the goal is to resolve the conflict in a way that respects both parties concerned and again builds the trust and respect and mutual trust and respect. Perhaps by setting a specific time schedule or finding an alternative solution that works for both parties. By focusing on the understanding and cooperation, we show respect for each other's needs and we can work towards a solution for the challenge that's arising, yes? By prioritizing the understanding, again, really understanding is a big value there, and compromise, we can create a more harmonious and productive environment for everyone concerned. And we spoke a lot about trust in that one. Number 4 is presence builds trust. Being present, it builds the trust, and it's a crucial element in any long-lasting relationship, a true relationship. When was the last time you felt lost and alone, wishing for someone who would welcome your cry for help and support, who would understand you through the challenges you are facing? Who can you trust to pour your heart out, so to speak? or to ask for help. It's a big thing, this asking for help. It takes courage and determination. It's invaluable to know that you can reach out to that certain someone, especially when your parents aren't any longer around. The first thing I think of often when I fall ill is I want my mummy or my mother or my mum or my mom. It's something that is very in our heart, in our memory, right? And so to have those relationships that you can go to, someone who you really can so that you can consistently show up for that friend, means that they feel valued and supported, and vice versa, reinforcing your mutual bond and trust. Yeah. Unwavering support creates a safe space to share the joys and the struggles, creating a deeper connection. So it's not, the word using came to mind, not using that connection for when you're sad, but knowing that that person welcomes your reaching out. It's a two-way street. I have a wonderful best friend. I have two, actually, one in each country, Spain and England. But both, I know that I can reach out and they will come and support me. I find it difficult to reach out. Many of us do. I'm very independent, strongly independent. I can manage, I can do it. But when you're really down, it's a question of, in the opposite direction too, to be there for someone. Not trying to fix things. We always try to fix things. There's so many people fixing things. How can I help? How can I fix it? Let's make it better. Just being there, knowing that you're there, having your presence, listening, everything we've said so far, and also what's coming. And it's a wonderful thing to do, and a wonderful feeling to have that possibility, right? No one wants to be alone. Well, sometimes out in the country, having some fresh air and thinking, I want to be alone for a while, okay. But always alone is not really the way to go, usually. Okay, most of us, as we mentioned at the beginning, we have a better life and we are healthier and live longer, having those wonderful supportive connections and knowing that we have love and friendship and a love bond. Okay, so I digress. Going on a rant there. Number 5, empathy. It comes into the one we've just spoken about. Having empathy, the ability to put yourself in another person's shoes. That's a good expression, isn't it? It's vital for building impactful connections. Look at it, consider their side. Consider how to be that empathetic, dependable person for our friends, family, and colleagues. Being there with someone means actively engaging in their emotions and responses. It's about saying, I'm here for you, and proving it through constant actions. It's all right talking, but we've got to walk the walk, right? And feel it and want to be there. And it shows. It's the old adage, do something without expecting in return. Having that willing, that empathy, that value of giving and loving. Supporting your loved ones in time of crisis and in their day-to-day lives can make a significant difference, obviously. Life gets over busily these days, but it's important to check in with each other regularly. You can pick up the phone or ring someone online, however, send messages, but sometimes we feel, gosh, I haven't connected with them for so long. A good, amazing friendship is the one that it doesn't matter how long, you're just right back there where you were when you last spoke. The connection, the bond, everything is just there. It's a wonderful feeling. If we see someone acting out of character, unusually quiet or looking alone, instead of brushing it off, sometimes a simple "how are you" can make all the difference. As we said before, I'm here for you. How are you? Please reach out anytime. I saw something online the other day. Oh, I hope I can remember this because I wasn't going to talk about this, but I think it was a phrase that you can say or write to your best friend, your best supportive person, your other trusted other half, friends, family, and it was a code to sort of say, I need you. I know what it was. I think it was Simon Sinek. It's something like this. He said, Have you got 8 minutes to spare? And that person, it's a code and they know that you need them. Okay, so rather than sort of saying, please, can you help me, and going into long explanations, it could be a code between you. And I've set that code up with one of my friends. Okay, so just a little hint there of advice, something useful. What about mutual exchange and quality time? Talking about being there for someone, excuse me. Nurturing special relationships involves give and take. It's not about keeping score, but about a purposeful intent to give value and affection. Spending quality time together is crucial. It's not always about being in the same room, but being available to connect and putting the work in, work needed to help, so that the relationship flourishes. For example, scheduling weekly date nights with your special someone, despite busy schedules, allows you to reconnect, discuss your week, and simply enjoy each other's company, doesn't it? Keeping that strength and closeness of your relationship alive. That's where the communication comes in as well from before. I always remember one thing that my next sister up, I have 4 sisters, said, and it was such a good thing. Whenever she came to visit when her children were younger, they had a day for one of her children. They had a day for the other child, so that they felt important, respected, and that they could do what they wanted, but they were with their parents. Obviously, when they're older, they do these things on your own. You can say, you know, go away, go and do this, and I'll help you do that. But to have that special day, to be close and maintaining those relationships, being open to what they need and their suggestions, it's always a wonderful idea to say, hey, today it's your day. Not birthdays, not just birthdays, but today it's your day. What should we do? You choose. And it really does help. The give and take, yes. And obviously going forth with what they want to do, and vice versa. You take turns, etc. Depending on the needs. Of course, someone might need something for a long time, and then you're there for them constantly, of course. Recognizing and living by your values, all these things we've spoken about: respect, trust, communication, our core values and our core strengths in life, our true discoveries, who we are, what we are, who we want to be. Yes. Recognizing and respecting each other's core values is essential. When our values align with those of our friends or partners, the relationship has a far stronger foundation. You attract outstanding friendships and relationships when you live by your values. You create an environment where like-minded people can connect and thrive together as individuals. What's important to you, your core values, and your strengths, what you're truly good at, what you feel confident in, how you can help someone else, how you can work best. Nowadays with businesses, it's becoming far more popular. Thank goodness, it's a wonderful thing. I've also been involved in taking people through their self-discovery journey in a certain company. And what they do is that the company has its own values, its own vision, its mission statement. So when you go to that company as an employee or go for an interview, they ask you what your values are, what's important to you, so that you can coincide with this company. And that way you sync better, right? You have a good relationship, a mutual bond. And when companies do that, you know what they expect of you, because they make that clear. Many times when I was working years ago, I started off as a private secretary. Sometimes I wasn't quite sure what was expected of me, so you have to communicate, etc. But I was in my early 20s, late teens, and that kind of thing didn't occur to me. Nowadays we're much more awake to this. But if you work for a company that has their value system on track, and they offer you a free course to go through your own self-discovery, it's a big plus, big advantage. So look out for that when you're changing jobs and attending interviews, or maybe you're the CEO. It's a good idea to do that for your company and your employees. Happy employees and a lot more success in your business from that one. So when you consistently act in ways that reflect your core beliefs, you naturally draw people who resonate with those values. That's what I was talking about. For example, if health or fitness are important to you, you can join a local cycling club, or sign up for a cookery course, right? And you'll not only improve your skills, but also your long-lasting friendships and relationships can be created. A shared passion really is like living in common sync, being in common, providing a common ground, fostering trust and a sense of authentic connection for those who value the same principles as you do, leading to stronger, more genuine relationships. And that's what we're looking for. That's what we're talking about today. It's like building a house on solid rock instead of just on sand, okay? The sand isn't going to be solid for very long. Trust is built through consistent actions over time and is essential for the security and stability of any friendship, relationship, connection. Talking about respect as a value also, number 8, respect and dialogue. We spoke about communication, but being respectful and being communicative if you're not happy with the way that respect wasn't handled. Respect includes showing up on time and having consideration for the other person's schedule. Another personal example in here, I know someone in my family who often arrives late. Now in Spain, we have that mañana, procrastination. I'll do it mañana, tomorrow, next time, later. And then you get used to them being late, so they always put a half an hour on the appointment time, and then one day they show up on time and you're not ready, but that's not so usual. But they know that you know that they'll be late, and so then they're later. It can be a long process of continual effects, right? At least keep the other party informed, at least phone, I'm going to be late. And speak to that person about it and say, look, it's okay, but my time is also valuable. Respect is there. It's a big one. Respect other people's time. You can change someone's life by just being late one day. Imagine when you really think deeply about it. It happens in films. It happens in real life. Discussing differences in values isn't just necessary, it's enriching. It forces us to confront our beliefs and often leads to greater self-understanding and personal growth. So it's really ups the game for that person you're addressing, okay? Misunderstandings and disagreements and conflicts are natural, but addressing them constructively is the key, okay? For example, people with different cultures, perhaps different opinions and lifestyles can sometimes have cause friction with each other. However, through respectful dialogue and mutual curiosity and respect, we can learn to appreciate each other's cultures. It has a lot to do with your education, your environment, how you were brought up as well. Transforming a relationship into one of deep respect and friendship, okay? It shouldn't be an issue these days. We have such knowledge and wisdom and information available, but it still happens. It's about overcoming hurdles, finding common ground and responding with empathy rather than indifference, okay? So being empathetic, being attentive, being respectful, authentic, showing up as the true you, knowing what's important to you, engaging and listening to that person to understand their values, what's important to them, knowing their skills and your skills. So how you can collaborate in a work environment, even virtually online, that they can do this part, that you can do that part, so it comes together beautifully and you work together in unison. Obviously, it's all about building that relationship, but once you have that relationship, it can really make a difference in life and also affect other people. So really, also don't forget to support the other people with their goals and their celebrations and yourself. Encouraging and supporting each other's personal and professional goals, celebrating successes and offering encouragement during failures is vital. It starts in our daily lives with family, friends and colleagues also. It's in the smiles we share, right? The listening ears we offer and the help we extend without expecting anything in return. you can pick up on it nowadays when someone's doing something for you because you might be useful later on down the line. That's old hat. That's the old way of selling. You pat my back, I'll pat yours. I mean, it does happen nowadays, and the world is in a situation that includes a little bit of that high up. But don't fall into that trap. Remember that giving is living. And I don't know where I got that from. It just sprang to mind. And it really is a way to live a far better experience and more fulfilling and passionate life, and smiling, as I said, and being happy. But anyway, I'm going on a tangent here. You might be saying, who on earth is this woman and what's she saying? I just love doing these talks because it helps me also live my passion, sharing and being there for others. So, you know, I have my faults, of course I do. But it's nice to tune in to our values and our discoveries. Okay, building a community. Building a community. Community is groups. Community plays a crucial role in our overall self-knowledge and well-being. By actively seeking out and participating, okay, in relevant groups and communities, we can find support, share experiences, and grow together. Whether it's joining a local club, participating in online forums, for example, or attending community events, being part of a group with shared interests and values can provide a real sense of belonging and purpose. Finding your purpose is so important. For instance, if you love animals, a choice could be to join a local dog shelter, a local dog shelter walking team, for example, helping out. Whatever community or group-based activity you feel drawn to, not only will you enjoy the activity, but you also meet people who share your passion, leading to meaningful connections. Any charity group, cancer, children in need, or groups for health and fitness, any area of your life that matters to you. Maybe you need to have some time out, you're working hard, you need to sit back a while. Look for a poetry group, a reading group, join a health club, etc., with a big spa. Okay, so leading to meaningful connections is a really great way to build a community for yourself, form a community for everyone that's like-minded who wants to join you, and also you reaching out and joining other people's groups and fostering those amazing connections with the people who are in sync with you, that you intuitively feel drawn to, and they intuitively feel drawn to you because of the type of person you are. Family dynamics. This is a good one. We've all been through those occasions, right? And some of us still are. Family relationships can be some of the most rewarding yet challenging connections, right? Firstly, they usually shape our earliest understandings of love and togetherness, okay? Depending on your personal family dynamics, of course, and circumstances. But then as we all grow up and do our own thing, it can get tough. And to keep the happy family vibe constantly and in swing, yeah, right? It can be really difficult. Being consciously present at those family events and interactions, wherever practically possible, especially during conflicts, etc. It leads to transformative outcomes for everyone involved. Consciousness, being conscious of what's happening, being conscious of what the person's saying, listening, everything we've covered so far, it is so relevant for family conflicts as well as normal work conflicts. And maybe if you're driving and someone cuts in front of you, those moments where you quickly react and judge, as I said before, it's not how long you, why you react, and because you react, it's how long you react for. So being conscious of who you are, how you want to show up, what your values and strengths are, what your vision and mission is in this world, brings you back, centers you, and gets you back into a better place, yeah? Calms us down, stops the stress. I haven't mentioned stress here because it's not really relative to relationships, but It really helps when you have that person to connect with, to help with the stress, and also reflect back on yourself in that mirror I mentioned at the beginning. I mentioned actually a ripple effect a little earlier. Yes, the ripple effect, number 12. The benefits of cultivating great relationships, right, extend far beyond the individuals directly involved. Positive relationships foster that sense of community and belonging, influencing society at large. They can improve emotional health, enhance resilience, and promote physical health, these ripple effects. It really is wonderful just to share this and to show up as that person, the best version of you at the time, because the best version of yourself, people often talk about that, but it is ongoing change. So your present best version. Imagine a world where each relationship is nurtured with care and intention. So care and have intention for yourself and share that with others. The ripple effects would be tremendous, leading to more cooperative communities, empathetic cultures, okay, and ultimately a more connected world. Yeah. So we've covered 12 different ways so far to cultivate positive relationships, namely authenticity, to communicate clearly, to handle disagreements, yeah, being present, practicing empathy, feeling for that person, the give and take, living by your values, live your life the way you want to show up as and how you like to live your life, and spread that value to others, respecting other people. We spoke about timekeeping, for example, celebrating your successes and celebrating with others, joining communities, and family dynamics, and the great ripple effect, okay? How this doesn't just affect you. So I encourage you to think about the relationships in your life. Are they reflecting your true self? Are they helping you live out what's important to you, your core values? And if not, what steps can you take to bring more authenticity and positive energy into your connections? Life is energy, vibrations. When you change your energy, you can change your life and your relationships, your friends. And talking of which, you might find it naturally that you're distancing from a certain friendship as you grow, and that's normal. It's not to worry about, it happens, and that's a whole nother subject, but it's normal, and take it in your stride, and take care to not upset yourself or the other person. It's normal, it happens. Remember, every interaction is an opportunity to reinforce or redefine your path. Okay, so take those opportunities if you're invited somewhere and they're the kind of people that are in your vibration, in your headspace, in your mindset. Say, for example, that you're into spirituality. Say that you love opera, musical, I don't know, cricket. Go to the cricket match if you're into cricket and you haven't got any friends who really have your passion for cricket. India versus England. Cherish your connections, okay? Foster positivity. Positivity is a big one. Let each relationship guide you closer to yourself. Purposefully create new memories with your tribe through shared experiences. We have to be a little bit more open and vulnerable at times to give that trust to the other person, and vice versa. So whether it's a regular night out, a yearly vacation, or shared hobbies, find activities that everybody enjoys and can experience together, you and your close friends and relationships. Think about what connections you already have. Groups, friends, family, work colleagues. What connections do you want? Do you want to change things? Do you want to improve things? Do you want to bring more of those connections? Or are you considering updating your connections, your friendship circle? I encourage you to think about the relationships in your life. Are they reflecting your true self? Maybe you have some people who you know who have some undesirable traits, okay? Are they helping you live out your values or not? Okay. If not, what steps can you take to bring more authenticity and positive energy into your connections, either changing those connections or showing up for that person and helping them perhaps improve their lifestyle in some way, depending on what the problem or their connections are, which you don't feel in sync with, okay? And that's really all I had to say today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me on this week's Thursday Uncover the True You. It's been a pleasure exploring the profound impact of positive relationships with you. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Helen P. Barton, to catch more insights and into personal growth and self-discovery. And make a note of next week's Uncover the True You live show. I'd love to see you here with in the live and to ask live questions and be here. We'll be looking at now is the new later. Today's steps, tomorrow's successes. Now is the new later. So if you have a little bit of thought and difficulty with procrastination, for example, or you're hesitating, you want to move forwards and you need that push, today's steps, tomorrow's successes. So we're looking into step-by-step actions and changing the now instead of the later. People say, do it later, do it tomorrow, now, today. Okay, so until next time, keep seeking, keep growing, and check out the links in the description to connect, comment, and ask any questions, or book a one-on-one discovery call with me. Wishing you great relationships and an amazing life as you go forward, and the joy of great relationships and the fulfillment of an amazing, impactful life. May your connections be strong and meaningful, enriching your days and providing you with endless support and love. Remember, investing in your relationships is an investment in your happiness and longevity. Way, live longer and enjoy life as you go. Let's build a world where each of us thrives through the power of positive connections. Yes? Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next week. And please come out live. I'd love to see you there. Ciao for now.